Have you ever stopped to wonder, at what age are we expected to stop desiring? When does society decide that intimacy, passion, and pleasure are no longer appropriate for us? Is it at 60, 70, 80? Who made these rules, and why have we been conditioned to believe them? For far too long, we've been told a lie, a false narrative that suggests passion belongs to the young, that desire fades with time, and that aging means surrendering to a life of solitude, silence, and emotional distance. But what if I told you this was never true? What if I told you that pleasure, deep, meaningful, soul-stirring pleasure, never truly disappears? It simply transforms. It deepens. It evolves into something even more profound. Yet, despite this truth, so many older adults have been made to feel invisible, ashamed, or even guilty for something that is entirely natural. This video is here to change that. Backhand index pointing right. In today's video, we're going to challenge everything you've been told about aging and sexuality. Heavy checkmark will expose the myths that have kept so many people in silence. Heavy checkmark will explore the real reasons why desire doesn't fade, it only matures. Heavy checkmark, and most importantly, will uncover the undeniable truth that intimacy, connection, and pleasure are not privileges of youth, but birthrights of every human being, at any stage of life. By the end of this video, you'll not only see yourself differently, you'll have the confidence to embrace a new perspective, one that allows you to reclaim your joy, your connection, and your right to feel fully alive. So, stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might just change everything. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. The myths we were told, the taboo of pleasure in old age. For decades, we have been conditioned to believe a dangerous, limiting, and deeply flawed notion that sexuality belongs solely to the young, that passion has an expiration date, and that desire withers away like autumn leaves drifting in the wind. Society has whispered to us, sometimes subtly and other times forcefully, that aging means surrendering to solitude, to silence, to a life devoid of intimacy. We have been led to believe that once we reach a certain age, we must set aside our sensuality as though it were an old, worn-out coat that no longer fits. But let's stop and question this. Let's challenge this long-standing myth. Think for a moment. Does the heart suddenly stop yearning simply because time has etched lines upon our skin? Do emotions fade into nothingness once we reach 60, 70, or even 80? Do we stop craving touch, warmth, connection? The answer is a resounding no. If love still stirs within us, if joy can still light up our days, if sorrow can still make us weep, then why should sexual desire be any different? The truth is this: desire never truly vanishes. It may transform, it may mature, but it does not disappear. It deepens, taking on new layers of meaning, becoming more soulful, more profound than ever before. And yet, society, steeped in outdated taboos and unspoken rules, has done a masterful job of convincing older adults that they must repress, deny, or even feel ashamed of this natural, beautiful, and deeply human longing. Many, out of embarrassment or sheer misinformation, allow this part of themselves to fade into the background. They push aside their desires, telling themselves that they are too old for such things, that it is no longer appropriate to want intimacy, to crave passion, to seek pleasure. But pleasure, intimacy, love, these are not indulgences. They are fundamental human needs. They are as essential as the air we breathe, as necessary as the food that nourishes our bodies. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And yet, despite this truth, there remains a suffocating silence around this topic. Aging does not make us less deserving of desire. It does not strip us of our need for affection. It does not erase our right to feel wanted. The tragedy is that many older adults have spent so long absorbing the belief that sexuality is the domain of the young that they do not even allow themselves to question it. They simply accept this falsehood as reality. But it is not reality. It is merely a story that has been told for generations. And like any story, it can be rewritten. Your body changes, but pleasure remains alive. Yes, the body changes. There is no denying that. With age, the body softens, it slows, it learns patience. Hormones fluctuate, sometimes declining, sometimes roaring back to life in unexpected ways. The skin, once taut and supple, may become drier, more delicate, responding differently to touch. Muscles that once moved with effortless ease may now require gentle coaxing. But does this mean the capacity for pleasure disappears? Does this mean that desire is extinguished? Absolutely not. What it does mean, however, is that we must rediscover our bodies. Just as a child learns to walk, to explore, to embrace every new sensation with curiosity, older adults must relearn how to experience pleasure in a body that has evolved. It is not a loss but an invitation, an opportunity to deepen our understanding of ourselves, to cultivate new forms of intimacy, to approach touch and connection with an open heart and a willingness to adapt. It is time we recognize that aging does not strip us of our sensuality. It simply asks us to experience it differently. Where once passion may have been fiery and urgent, it may now be slow and smoldering. Where once physical touch may have been the primary source of pleasure, now intimacy may be found in emotional closeness, in deep conversations, in the way hands linger in a touch that says more than words ever could. And this brings us to one of the most misunderstood yet essential topics of all, self-pleasure. For far too long, the idea of older adults engaging in self-exploration has been met with silence, avoidance, even shame. But the truth is that masturbation is not just an act of pleasure. It is an act of self-love, self-care, and self-awareness. It allows individuals to maintain a connection with their bodies, to understand what feels good, and to keep desire alive even when intimacy with a partner is not possible. It is a reminder that pleasure is not something that belongs to the young. It belongs to anyone who dares to claim it. Self-pleasure is a celebration of the body, a way to nurture oneself, to keep intimacy alive even in solitude. It is a gentle act of self-discovery, a way of saying, my body still matters. My pleasure still matters. I am still alive. And if one is in a partnership, the journey of discovering pleasure anew can be a shared one. Conversations about intimacy should not be feared but embraced. Older couples who talk openly about their needs, desires, and physical changes often find that their connections grow deeper, richer, more fulfilling than ever before. Intimacy is not just about sex. It is about trust, about closeness, about the willingness to explore and adapt together. Rewriting the narrative on pleasure in old age. It is time we shatter the old myths, silence the outdated voices, and reclaim the truth. Pleasure does not expire with age. Desire does not fade away. Intimacy does not become irrelevant. These things are not privileges reserved for youth. They are essential aspects of the human experience at every stage of life. Yet so many older adults have been conditioned to feel invisible, to shrink into the background, to accept a life where passion is nothing more than a distant memory. But you are not invisible. You are not meant to fade. You are still here. Your body still breathes. Your heart still beats. Your soul still longs for connection, for touch, for moments of closeness that remind you that you are still vibrantly, undeniably alive. The time has come to rewrite the narrative surrounding pleasure in old age. It is not something shameful. It is not something to be hidden away. It is something to be honored, celebrated, cherished. You're never too old to feel, to long, to touch, to love. Your body, your pleasure, your right to intimacy, these belong to you at any stage of life. Why is masturbation important in old age? Masturbation is not merely a physical act. It is a deeply personal experience, a sacred moment where the body, mind, and emotions harmonize, creating a sense of balance, self-awareness, and well-being. It is an act of self-love, a form of self-care, and a reaffirmation that intimacy and pleasure are not reserved for youth but are fundamental human experiences that continue throughout life. But have you ever wondered what truly happens when an older adult embraces this practice as a regular part of their life? 1. Physical benefits, a vital boost for the aging body. As we grow older, our bodies undergo inevitable changes. Muscle tone decreases, circulation slows, and hormone levels shift. However, regular sexual activity, including self-pleasure, can have profound physical benefits that contribute to overall health and longevity. Heavy checkmark improves blood circulation. With age, reduced blood flow can lead to discomfort, stiffness, and a decline in sexual function. Masturbation stimulates circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to genital tissues, helping prevent dryness, thinning, or atrophy, common concerns for both men and women as they age. Heavy checkmark keeps muscles active. Believe it or not, self-pleasure engages certain muscles, especially those involved in pelvic floor strength. This can help prevent issues such as incontinence and loss of muscle tone, ensuring better bladder control and improved overall function. Heavy checkmark reduces pain naturally. The body is a powerful pharmacy, and endorphins, the natural painkillers released during masturbation, can help alleviate chronic pain from conditions like arthritis, migraines, or muscle stiffness. By triggering the brain's pleasure and reward system, self-pleasure serves as an organic stress reliever, reducing bodily tension and enhancing relaxation. Heavy checkmark supports cardiovascular health. Engaging in sexual activity, even solo, increases heart rate and promotes cardiovascular health. It's a gentle yet effective way to keep the heart engaged, improving overall circulation and boosting longevity. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. 2. Emotional benefits, a source of comfort, joy, and stress relief. Life in later years can be emotionally complex. Many older adults experience stress, loneliness, or even anxiety about aging, health, or relationships. But what if a simple, natural act could restore joy, ease tension, and bring emotional balance? Heavy checkmark reduces stress and anxiety. During orgasm, the brain releases a powerful cocktail of hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, that work together to reduce cortisol, the stress hormone. This helps create an instant sense of relief, relaxation, and happiness, like pressing the reset button for your emotions. Heavy checkmark improves sleep quality. Do you struggle with insomnia or restless nights? Masturbation can be a natural sleep aid, as the release of prolactin and melatonin induces deep relaxation and drowsiness, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. It's a soothing, drug-free solution for those who experience nighttime restlessness. Heavy checkmark elevates mood and enhances emotional resilience. Pleasure is not just about the body. It directly affects how you feel every day. Whether or not you're sexually active with a partner, self-pleasure generates a natural state of happiness and contentment, preventing feelings of frustration, sadness, or disconnection. Heavy checkmark deepens emotional connection, even in relationships. Many older couples experience a decline in physical intimacy due to health concerns or lifestyle changes. But self-exploration can help maintain a healthy sexual appetite, making intimacy with a partner more fulfilling when shared moments do occur. It also removes pressure from relationships, ensuring that pleasure remains a personal, independent source of fulfillment. 3. Psychological benefits, a journey of self-acceptance and personal empowerment. Aging can sometimes bring unexpected psychological struggles, self-doubt, insecurity, or even a disconnect from one's own body. But what if there were a way to rebuild confidence, reclaim control, and rediscover self-worth? Heavy checkmark strengthens self-esteem and body confidence. As our bodies change with age, many people struggle with self-image. Masturbation is not just about pleasure. It is an act of self-acceptance, a way to embrace your body in all its uniqueness. It is a powerful reminder that your body is still yours to cherish, explore, and celebrate. Heavy checkmark reconciles you with your own body. Many older adults feel detached from their bodies, either due to illness, past trauma, or societal conditioning. Regular self-pleasure is a way to reconnect with yourself, to honor your body's needs, and to remind yourself that you are still capable of feeling desire, passion, and pleasure. Heavy checkmark encourages self-discovery and growth. As we age, our understanding of pleasure evolves. The techniques, sensations, and desires that once worked in youth may shift over time. Exploring what feels good, what relaxes you, and what brings you fulfillment can be an exciting, liberating experience, one that allows you to grow into your own sensuality at any stage of life. Heavy checkmark breaks free from social taboos. One of the greatest burdens of aging is the weight of societal expectations. The idea that older adults should be passive, invisible, and detached from sexuality. But reclaiming pleasure is an act of defiance, a way to reject outdated taboos and embrace the fact that your sexuality belongs to you, always. A gift you give to yourself. Can you now see just how powerful a single moment of self-pleasure can be? It is not just about physical release. It is a sacred moment of self-care, a pause in your day where you can reconnect with yourself, free from judgment, free from pressure, free from expectations. Masturbation is not something to feel ashamed of, nor is it something to suppress or hide. It is a personal, private act of self-love, self-exploration, and emotional healing. It allows you to embrace your body's wisdom, honor its needs, and nurture your own well-being. So, if society has told you that pleasure has an expiration date, let this be your reminder that they were wrong. Your body is still alive. Your desires are still valid. Your pleasure is yours to claim. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The emotional impact, more than just physical pleasure. For many older adults, masturbation is not simply about pleasure. It is an act of self-compassion, self-care, and emotional nourishment. It is a quiet, intimate moment where you remind yourself, I care for myself. I love myself. I deserve to feel good. It is an opportunity to honor your body, to reconnect with sensations, and to embrace the deep truth that pleasure is not a privilege of youth, but a lifelong right. Yet, while this practice can be profoundly healing, balance is key. We must also be honest. When masturbation becomes excessive, it can lead to certain challenges. Heavy checkmark extreme sensitivity and overstimulation. Just like with any pleasurable experience, too much stimulation can lead to temporary discomfort or numbness, making it harder to enjoy touch in a natural, fulfilling way. Heavy checkmark emotional isolation and withdrawal. If self-pleasure becomes a person's sole source of comfort, it can sometimes lead to unintentional emotional withdrawal, pulling away from social connections, avoiding conversations with loved ones, or losing interest in shared intimacy with a partner. Heavy checkmark escapism versus emotional healing. While masturbation can be a wonderful stress reliever, it should not become an emotional crutch that replaces real-life relationships, hobbies, or meaningful activities. When used to escape rather than to enhance life, it may lead to feelings of loneliness, avoidance of emotional issues, or even dependency. This is why finding balance is essential. Masturbation should be a tool for well-being, a healthy and fulfilling part of life, not a substitute for companionship, emotional connection, or personal growth. What does science say? Sexuality has no age. For far too long, society has sent the message that older adults should let go of their sexuality, that intimacy should no longer be a priority, and that pleasure somehow becomes inappropriate after a certain age. But science proves otherwise. Decades of research have confirmed that sexuality in old age is not only normal, it is vital for overall well-being. Here are some important facts that challenge outdated beliefs. Heavy checkmark maintains physical health. Regular sexual activity, including self-pleasure, keeps genital tissues elastic, improves blood circulation, and prevents discomfort associated with a lack of sexual engagement. This is particularly beneficial for postmenopausal women and men experiencing erectile changes. Heavy checkmark encourages self-knowledge and confidence. Knowing what brings you pleasure, what feels good, and what your body responds to creates a deeper connection with yourself. This boosts self-esteem, body confidence, and self-acceptance, leading to a more fulfilling emotional life. Heavy checkmark enhances intimacy in relationships. If you have a partner, self-exploration helps you understand your needs, communicate openly, and improve your shared intimacy. It fosters confidence, reduces performance anxiety, and allows for deeper emotional connection. So, if science supports it, why does society continue to shame and silence this topic? The truth is, breaking the silence allows us to live freely, without guilt, without shame, and without unnecessary restrictions. Breaking prejudices. Pleasure has no expiration date. Now, picture this. A man in his 70s, 80s, or even 90s, who still feels connected to his body, confident in his desires, and unashamed of seeking joy. A woman who embraces her sensuality without fear of judgment, who understands that intimacy is not just about youth, but about emotional and physical fulfillment at any stage of life. This is not a fantasy. It is real. It is possible. And it is happening right now. For those who break free from the myths, reject outdated stigmas, and embrace the truth, pleasure is ageless. Sexuality is as important as eating well, staying active, and maintaining a social life. It is not something to be hidden or whispered about. It is something to be celebrated, explored, and enjoyed. But to fully embrace this, we must first free ourselves from the guilt and prejudices imposed by society. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Practical tips for a fulfilling sexual life in old age. If you are ready to fully embrace your sexuality in this chapter of life, here are some essential steps to help you navigate this journey with confidence and joy. Heavy checkmark. Know your body. Your body is always changing, and that's okay. Take time to explore what makes you feel good, whether through touch, movement, or new sensations. Adapt your practices to fit your comfort level and personal needs. Heavy checkmark. Communicate your desires. If you have a partner, talk openly about your feelings, desires, and physical changes. Many older couples find that honest communication strengthens their connection, removes pressure, and makes intimacy more fulfilling. Heavy checkmark. Seek information and education. Sexual education is not just for the young. Learn about how aging affects your body, hormones, and pleasure. Knowledge empowers you to embrace change with confidence instead of fear. Heavy checkmark. Maintain balance. Masturbation is a wonderful personal practice, but don't let it become your only source of comfort. Stay engaged with life, nurture friendships, explore hobbies, and enjoy activities that bring you happiness beyond sexuality. Heavy checkmark. Feel free to seek help. If you struggle with guilt, shame, or emotional challenges, do not hesitate to speak with a therapist, sexologist, or trusted counselor. They can help you navigate these feelings, break through misconceptions, and cultivate a healthier mindset around intimacy and aging. Final thought: embracing pleasure, embracing life. It is time to let go of outdated beliefs that tell us aging means giving up on passion, connection, or pleasure. You are not too old to feel desire. You are not too old to explore your body. You are not too old to enjoy pleasure. Pleasure is not a luxury of youth. It is a lifelong gift that belongs to anyone willing to claim it. By embracing this truth, we step into a new era of aging, one that is not defined by limitation but by freedom, self-acceptance, and the courage to live fully. Because at the end of the day, your body, your pleasure, and your joy are yours to embrace, at any age. Now that we've shattered the myths, challenged the outdated beliefs, and uncovered the truth about passion and pleasure in later life, I want to hear from you. What have you learned today? Has this video changed the way you see intimacy and aging? Has it made you rethink the outdated messages we've been told for so long? More importantly, what is one thing you will take from this and apply to your own life? I invite you to comment below and share your thoughts. What resonated with you the most? What new perspective have you gained? Let's start a conversation that breaks the silence and empowers more people to embrace the fullness of life, at any age. And if you found this video valuable, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content that challenges limiting beliefs and brings powerful, life-changing discussions to light. Backhand index pointing right, so don't forget. Comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on living fully, passionately, and unapologetically at any stage of life. Until next time, remember, your body, your pleasure, and your joy belong to you. Always. Blue Heart.